Hello, late to the party like normal. I'm here with the Virizion Week 2 pick'ems, and I'm here with a good personal friend of mine, Len. Say hello.
I'm held here against my will.
In a cosmic sense, yes. Either way, glad we could be doing this. We are going to be looking at Aegis and Sublime first. Aegis has a Gliscor, Chiyu, Sneasler, Rapid, Fezandipity, Morpeko, Esparta, Driftbloom, Raichulola, Kolbeck, and Masquerain. And do you want to go through Sublime's team?
Yeah, Sublime has a Urshifu single, Iron Bundle, Golden Go, Clodsire, Noivern, Ogerpon, Cornerstone, Cragnole, Spidops, Bellibolt, and Rotom Heat.
And the Terras are Fezandipity, Raichulola, and Masquerain, and then Noivern, Cragnole, and Bellibolt. We have the Urshifu fight, week 2,
Yep.
which is always interesting to see.
The test to see whose Urshifu is the better Urshifu. And then we got Gliscor and Golden Go, two friends, now rivals.
Yeah.
I think this is
a Fezandipity Wall single and Iron Bundle destroys Rapid, so they each have a.
Yeah, no, I think this is the Fezandipity matchup, given how many special attackers are on sub side. With Noivern, Iron Bundle, Golden Go.
Yeah, how does he really break Fezandipity?
It's got to be with Ogerpon.
But it has to be with Rock Move because it resists the poison of grass moves.
Right. Either that or no, I guess not single strike. Oh, that's true. Does Urshifu get Earthquake?
It does not.
It does not. It should.
I wish, but that might be too much.
Already too much. It's already Ubers. But yeah, the speed tiers Iron Bundle has a lot of room to well, not a whole lot, but a little bit of room to speed creep and outspeed everybody, especially if it decides to speed boost. But I think a special attack boost with Cork Drive probably poke a large hole in the team. I don't know if Fezandipity, even with its pretty high special defense, I don't know if it can take that.
I think it's around 125.
It is. I believe it's 125.
Yeah. I mean, Esparta's pretty especially bulky too, especially if it gets some setup on it.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know. The thing lasted about 5 seconds in OU.
Yeah, it feels especially bulky, but
Driftbloom should be too, right?
Just big HP stat.
Just big HP. Well, that should be good enough. If it's invested.
I know how I would deal with Bundle with this team, but I don't really want to spoil it in case Aegis or Sublime listen to this.
Right.
I do see a way Aegis wins, but I think Sublime may have the upper hand, except for Fezandipity. Fezandipity is, funnily enough, we have Chiyu, Rapid, and Esparta. I think it's the biggest issue for Sublime here.
Right. Well, what I want to see is a webs mirror match. I want to see Spidops and Masquerain on lead, setting up webs and doing nothing else all game long. Although in terms of web setters, Masquerain is definitely the better one, given Intimidate.
Yeah, the only thing Spidops has is Stake Out and First Impression. I think it has both those things.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it definitely has First Impression, but
Positive Stake Out.
I don't know much about that Pokemon.
Yeah, but no, I do think Masquerain is the better option. It also wins the 1v1 with Flying.
True. And isn't affected by Sticky Web that has to come in later to set up webs if it's not on lead.
Morpeko is the only spinner, so I genuinely think Morpeko is going to come this week.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see its matchup given. Well, it can beat Golden Go.
Yeah.
And it should be able to beat. It might be able to beat Noivern. I'd have to run calcs.
Noivern's probably gonna be normal, so I feel like you just punch it.
That's true.
I think Sneasler's gonna come this week.
Yeah, I think Sneasler has a strong position here, being one the fastest mon on Aegis' team against a pretty slow back end from Sub. The speed tier start to dwindle towards the back half of the team.
That is one of the issues with bundles. Not a lot of them, but he does inflate your speed a little bit.
Yeah.
But who do you think is going to win, just off first impressions?
I'd have to give it to Aegis. I think his top 3 mons are just a little bit stronger overall. especially since I believe in a situation like this in draft, I think Urshifu Rapid is better than single.
As I've used single in draft, I haven't had the pleasure of using rapid. I think I'd have to agree, honestly.
I think the water fighting stab combo is a lot harder to resist than fighting dark, given a fairy shuts you down pretty handily.
I think it's because of how mandatory a fairy is to every team that single loses a bit of that value.
Right. But yeah, I'd have to give it to Aegis.
I think it'd go either way. I'm not just saying that to be devil's advocate. I think I'd have to agree with you that I think Aegis has the easier matchup because with Fezzanimity and Gliscor, and I really think I like Sneasler and William Pecco here. But Bundle should not be underestimated.
You know, that's a big threat that Aegis is gonna have to find a way to tackle.
I think on paper Aegis has the better matchup, but Bundle might just call it a wash.
Yeah, this could definitely go either way. It's a pretty close matchup.
Because Clodsire does kind of stop rapid.
Right, if it's water absorb.
Yeah. Water absorb Rocky Helmet would be. I guess that you would want that because it would only hit once and then stop.
Yeah, it wouldn't even hit once.
Actually,
trigger.
Belly Bolt Terra Water Rocky Helmet might see here. Static.
That would be quite the set. I want to see that now.
Like I said, there's ways Sublime wins, but I think it's going to take a bit of creative thinking.
Yeah, definitely is going to take... the match is going to be won in the team voter, I think.
Yeah.
Alright.
We good with
Moving on? Yeah.
Alright. Alright. You want to do read Faith's or Pesky's team?
I'll read Pesky's.
Okay, so Faith has Arsenal of Blood Moon, Ogerpon, Wellspring, Iron Treads, Hatterene, Palmont, Bonebee, Terra Cloyster, Terra Electroid, Weezing, Charizard, and Terra Cramorant.
Pesky has Dragapult, Zamazenta Crowned, Clefable, Ogerpon, Alomomola, Terra Talonflame, Quillfish Hisui, Electros, Terra Glaceon, and Terra Sandaconda.
I think Pesky's gonna win this one.
I think Pesky might win this one. This is a pretty scary matchup. The speed tiers, they don't lie. I think Electrode's gonna have to come just to keep Dragapult in check.
I also think Bonebee is gonna have to come too.
Yeah, I don't know if it can set. I don't think it's a web setter here though, because you know you got the Defiant with Ogerpon, you've got Electros who just hovers right over it, Talonflame who does the same.
I think it goes for Quiver here and hopes for Magic God Clef.
I think Quiver Dance is a good idea, but if I were Pesky, I would bring on a Wereclef with boots for the T spikes and the webs, possible webs.
It'll be interesting to see if Zamazenta can withstand Blood Moon, because Blood Moon is a nuke.
Yeah, I think a especially defensive Zamazenta might be able to hold it off long enough to at least kill it, and then probably get revenged immediately after.
But there is the theory, or not theory, but the situation where Blood Moon almost takes down Zam, because Zam has no real recovery, gets revenge killed, and then Palmet revives Blood Moon, and then we're back in the same place.
Right. And speaking of Palmet, I think Palmet actually has a pretty good matchup here, because it's got the knockoff for Dragapult, assuming it can live a hit. And then obviously...
AV, it can't be Revel Blessing.
Right. The real champion would bring Scarf Revival Blessing Palmet. You know, just a little note for you, Faith.
I don't like Hatterene into this matchup.
I think Hatterene could be good if Clefable is coming and bringing status. If Quillfish is bringing Toxic Spikes, I think the Magic Bounce could be quite good.
I think
it also kind of just gets, you know, set up on by a couple mons as well.
By Polt, Zam, and Ogre.
Yeah, it's a bit of setup fodder for sure. And also, the Ogerpon water versus regular Ogerpon is a rough matchup.
It is tragic. Also, I don't think webs are coming at all because that is a Defiant mod.
Yeah, I think webs would be nothing short of just game over.
Does Glaceon get freeze dry?
I don't know.
Because if it does, that's Ogerpon and Blood Moon and Cram in a bad way.
Glaceon does get freeze dry.
It's Shadow Ball too, right? Because it's an evolution.
Man, tapping into knowledge I don't have. It does get Shadow Ball.
Yeah, I think Glaceon comes.
Yeah, Glaceon actually has a pretty good matchup here. It can hit a lot of mons for quite a bit of damage. I think Cloyster comes, and if it does, do you think it's going to be just the standard Shell Smash set, or do you think it's going to be more of a tanky set?
Well, this is my... Does it get ground coverage?
I don't believe so.
Then I don't think it can be Shell Smash unless we remove the king of Zenzan's Crown.
Right, because it gets pretty hard walled. Like, it can click neutral water moves, but I don't think that's breaking through.
Yeah. I could see it being Shell Smash to try to deal with Polt and Ogerpon.
Yeah, if it can get out of hand, it can get out of hand pretty fast.
I don't know what I would do with Spade in this position. I've beaten a Dragon Port team with Treads before, and Treads really good into Port and Clef, but Sam is right there. I guess technically Treads can, in a theory, take on all three of them, but I don't see it happening.
Honestly, what I do here is I don't see Faith winning the speed matchup, so I would bring some pretty bulky offense here to try to stop the stronger, faster threats in their tracks and just get a good hit off after taking a hit, and then have your speed control be Electrode, who can pivot around and put some mons in a bad situation, maybe spam some T-Wave around.
Yeah, spam yellow.
Spam yellow. It's the best strategy. But just based off matchup, I'd have to give this win to Pesky.
Yeah, Pesky's team is terrifying. I think mine's technically next. We should leave mine for last.
Okay.
Buffy versus Axon. I'll do Buffy's if you don't mind.
Sure.
Buffy has Garchomp, Zapdos, Empoleon, Lokix, Arcanine, Terra Sylveon, Monkey-Dory, Terra Chestnut, Staraptor, Hatena, and Terra Fion.
Axon has King Gambit, Annihilate, Infernape, Grimmsnarl, Garganacl, Terra Crawdon, Terra Braviary Hisui, Crocodile, Mismagius, and Frostmoth.
First impressions, I'm not instantly swayed one way or the other.
Yeah, this feels like a very neutral matchup, just in general. I think Axon's team hits a little harder, but it's very physically biased.
It also doesn't have a great answer to Sylveon.
It doesn't really have a fantastic answer to Chestnut either, outside of Infernape. And I guess Braviary.
Because Magius was not going to take a Wood Hammer well.
No. Frostmoth could probably do something, because I don't think Chestnut can hit anything. Yeah, it's at least neutral.
Stone Edge for whatever reason, though.
Chestnut does?
Yeah.
Oh no. I actually think I think Quiver Dance Frostmoth might have a pretty good matchup here. It's walled by quite a few things, but it can also break through some pretty important mons like Garchomp and Zapdos.
Staraptors want to come near that.
Yeah. And Polian could probably take care of it pretty handily.
AV Arcanine is kind of an insane idea here, but
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Loses immediately to Garganacl though.
But it also stuffs Mismagius and Braviary.
Yeah, that's true.
And Grim if it's special.
Honestly, the dark spam with Crook, Crawdon, and King Gambit, I don't think it's viable here. I think there's too many things that resist those. I think Crawdon can come, given its water typing, but the other two I'm not so sure about.
It gets ice something, I think.
Crawdon?
Yeah.
What, like Ice Punch?
Ice Punch. I'm hoping for Spinel, but it could just be Punch.
I don't think they gave it Spinner.
That's tragic.
Does have fighting coverage though for the low kicks and Empoleon.
Yeah.
Low kick's probably fail enough to die to Aqua Jet though. Oh, but first impression is +2, so that probably isn't a great matchup for Crawdon.
I'm gonna tail Waddles. I think Buffy wins this. I don't think, unless they make a huge misplay with the Sylveon, I think it's mostly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree because Buffy's team walls Axon's main threats. So Axon's gonna have to bring some guys from the backlog. So some creative team building could probably do it. But I think Buffy has the advantage here.
I think, well, Scoff Garchomp destroys almost this entire team.
That's true.
Which is not a great position you want to be in when you only check to Scoff Chomp is a Brave and a Sui and a Mismagius. When the opponent has a low kicks.
That's a really good point. I didn't even consider the Garchomp just going on the cleanup. And it could even be scarier with just a SD and a scale shot as well.
You have a fairy type to. I guess you have Grim.
Yeah, you have Grim. Oh, and Grim's got Prankster to. Actually, Grim only gets Underwave for status, right?
I don't think it's Willow.
Yeah, it doesn't get Willow.
The only Willow, I mean, Mismagius is Willow, and that isn't off-point immunity, but you're right, if you bring Scale Shot, that thing's not going to let the Scale Shot.
Letting Garchomp setup is definitely going to be almost unrecoverable. I think Axon has enough priority to get out of there without just losing immediately, but it's going to deal some damage.
Luckily, Crawdon is neutral with that Aqua Jet.
Yeah. You can Gambit, you can hit pretty hard. And then Infernape, I think, gets Mach Punch and
I think it's
Vacuum Wave?
Vacuum Wave and Bullet Punch. I'm pretty sure he has
quite a few priority options there.
He's also the fastest thing in this entire game, though.
That's true.
And he does get Ice Punch and does outspeed Chomp. With Iron Fist.
Yeah. Infernape's probably got a pretty good matchup here. It definitely has a good matchup here. Because even Staraptor can't really come in on a CC because it's neutral.
Also, we do have the Empoleon Gog matchup here with that Salt Cure.
Let's hope that Empoleon brings its favorite Covert Cloak.
Yeah. I feel like Gog has a good matchup here.
Yeah, I think Gar could do a lot of work given the right set. I think a setup set could be quite scary.
Because I feel like the only way you're going to break through it is with Monkey Dory or like an Empoleon with the Cloak.
Yeah, I think the problem with Garg is, in draft specifically, is how easy it is to prep for. You see it's coming, you know what it's going to do, and a simple item can pretty much stop it in its tracks.
Like we watched it this week with Milotic. Milotic's completely stuffed it.
Yeah. I think Sylveon with a Covert Cloak would do more than enough because you couldn't even body press that.
And that, if you let them get a couple combines up, you've just got swept by a Sylveon.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. Does Sylveon have any way to hit Crawdon?
Fairy moves.
Oh, right. I don't know why I was thinking. I was thinking Sylveon was a Psychic type. Why did you bring me on?
Because you normally have good takes.
Those are for myself. I keep them safe.
But yeah, I think between Scoff Chomp or just Chomp in general, and Sylveon, I don't really see what Axon can do.
Yeah, I think it's a tough matchup. On to the next.
Which team would you like to read out here?
I think I'll read the handsome fellow on the right.
Okay, so I'll read out the Malkuses then. He's got Chin Pao, Gloking, Terra Regidraco, Rillaboom, Zoroark, Jolteon, Crocodile, Terra Slacking, Quaquaval, Hisuian Avalugg, Hisuian Sliggoo, and Illumise.
Len has Meowscarada, Iron Valiant, Great Tusk, Terra Moltres, Terra Delphox, Slowking, Orthworm, Haxorus, Quagsire, Terra Cacturn, and Pikachu.
Well,
I'm pretty biased on this.
Your bias aside, I think I have to agree with you. I really like your team into his team.
I think if it was my original team before the grace period changes, I would have gotten 6-0'd by Regidrago. But Orthworm kind of puts a stop to it. instantaneously.
Yeah, there's not much he can really do to it unless he's Tail of Fire, which he could be, but I don't remember.
He is not. I looked at his theirs.
Okay.
It's my matchup.
That's fair.
It'd be irresponsible of me to not look it up.
I mean, yeah, Boom can't freely click anything when Moltres is around.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. That's my plan. Not to give out my secrets too much, but Moltres versus Rillaboom is a tale as old as time, really. Either that or Zapdos.
Even Quaquaval, like, yeah, it's super effective. Moltres is really good here. Just into everything. The exclusion of, like, Gloking.
I'm obviously not gonna say who I'm bringing.
Oh, yeah.
That would be irresponsible. But I will say I am scared of Zoroark Hisui because, you know, at this point, there's been enough videos about it. It's pretty common knowledge that Ring Target, Trick, Zoroark, and Regidrago is terrifying.
I used the Zoroark in a draft, and it's a lot of fun. You just kind of get to psych people out because they have to think about it in Team Builder.
Yeah, they're already thinking about it really hard before the match even starts, and then they have a chance to overthink it really hard once the match actually starts.
Or you
and
can not even have it.
Yeah. Not even bring it. They've over-prepped their game plan, and they're in their own mental.
Such a fun mod. Actually, this is Taylor Jolteon and not Taylor Hisuian Slugger.
Interesting.
I think this was wrong last time, too.
Well, we all know who to blame.
It's me.
It's you.
Well, way, even with
I think that's
Jolteon,
right. I don't know. I was more scared of the Regidrago and the Chinpao when I was planning my team.
If it's Taylor Jolteon, which I think it almost positively is. I mean, it does outspeed Meowscarada, and so does Chinpao.
Yeah, Lamarcus has me beat in speed tiers for sure. I'm not gonna be able to speed creep next week like I was able to this week.
But I still think Tusk completely just shuts down Slowking if played correctly.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to like almost a chess game of if you can move your Valiant around the board better than he can move his Chinpao.
I think I have to agree. I think it's going to be all about positioning, which I'll be honest, I'm not good at. So I'm going to save who I think is going to win, and I'll let you give the final verdict.
I think this is definitely the closest match so far. I'm not saying it's your hero, but I feel like if walls go down too early or get chipped too much, and setup peoples or just Terra Speed Iron Valiant comes out or Choice Band Chimp-Out comes out at the right time and kills a high threat target, that plus is going to be a huge advantage.
Just taking notes. All right, on to the next.
Yeah, let's see who can win at chess. I'll do Chiva, you do final?
Sure.
Chiva's got Roaring Moon, Komomo, Guizing, Lando T, Jirachi, Terra Lucario, Milotic, Glasteria Terra, Magneton, and Altaria Terra.
Final Crusader has Palafin, Ogerpon Hearthflame, Terra Kilowattrel, Enamorous Theron, Glade, Terra Torterra, ooh, that's a tongue twister, Murder, Mudsdale, Klefki, and Heatran. I really like Final Crusader's new team. I think the changes he's made are pretty good. It's a very unorthodox team, but I think all the pieces are here. And I wish his Girder could have been Terra, but the points just didn't line up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup because we have the Dragon Dance team and then a Melon who's just going to click Shell Smash no matter what.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Guizing again. It did ungodly amounts of work this week, and I think it can again.
Yeah, Guizing is truly just the mod that just keeps on giving. I think it's the most third talked about mod, if not second, in Virizion.
It's gonna have another prankster matchup, which I think is very funny. It's just gonna nullify the prankster and do whatever it wants to do first.
Also gonna shut down sharpness.
Yeah, it's gonna shut down stamina, so Mudsdale can't come in and get a free boost.
That's actually kind of nice.
I don't know
Lando's
how
really
it works
nice,
with
yo.
Palafin.
He's got a lot of
Does
physical tackles that are just gonna get kind of taken down to size.
if Palafin switches out while Wheezing Galar is in, does it still get the transformation?
I don't know. That would really suck.
That would really suck. I think Wheezing Galar needs just a whole section of testing on what it does with these new Gen 9 mons.
Yeah, what is a Wheezing Galal?
Truly, what is? I think
Even-
Glast.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was
go
about
ahead.
to say Glass too. I actually like Glass.
I think Glass has a really good matchup here.
Yeah.
It kind of loses to Girder and Heatran. Well, I mean, Heatran it has ground coverage, so if it gets the play right, on the Switch, it's golden. I wouldn't bring a choice Glass. I think this one needs options.
Yeah, because you don't want to be stuck in a stomping tantrum or high horsepower. I think it has, and then Kilowatt will come out. You want to be ice crash on the. This is Glacial Lands, right? We wish.
No, it doesn't get Glacial Lance. It also doesn't want to let in an Amorous T too easily, because that thing can start setting up with Calm Minds and eye defenses, and it can get out of hand really fast.
It's also one of the best wish passals, so I'd be interested to see that. They could give Heatran a second life, and that's not something you really want.
Yeah, I think an Amorous T has a pretty solid. I mean, given the copious amounts of dragons, all 2 of them.
Three.
4.
3.
What's the 4th?
I saw my logic and my head just went, oh, that's a dragon.
Oh, that's a dragon. Sorry, I didn't consider Altaria a real Pokemon.
It's
hope,
almost a Pokemon.
Even its Mega wasn't that good. I hope it proves me wrong, though. I hope I see Altaria just go on a super sweep.
The thing is, though, what is final doo-doo of Roaring Moon?
That's a good question.
Do we Terra Fairy Kilowattrel, assuming that's what its Terra type is?
I mean, that could help, but I guess Terra Blast could help take care of it. I think Mudsdale might have the defenses capable of stopping it in its tracks, and it has Body Press.
Does resist Dragon immune to ground and immune to Dragon.
Yeah, I don't, and it's thick enough. I think it takes the acrobatics well, especially since Roaring Moon can't Terra. Does Roaring Moon get steel coverage?
I feel like it gets Steel Wing, but that feels fake, right?
That's not even real. I think Mudsdale and an Amorous T are pretty good Roaring Moon answers. Mudsdale, it should take the first hit really well. Then it gets a defense boost. Then it can body press. Roaring Moon wishes he was never even in the battle.
But I feel like this was the freest switch to Lando ever.
True. Klefki could prankster it a T-Wave, and that could help. Or Willow. I think T-Wave might be better because a Roaring Moon at +4 or something is still going to do a lot of damage, but a paralyzed one can get outsped by like Ogerpon or Palafin. I guess if it's D-Dance, probably not.
But then you run in paralyze coin flips.
Yeah. I don't know. Roaring Moon is definitely a scary matchup, and I think Lucario is actually pretty good here too. Yeah, I think Lucario with his infinite amounts of priority could be very helpful against a setup Torterra and an Amorous.
Yeah, Lucario's such a weird mon. It's always a mon where I'm like, oh yeah, Lucario's not bad. And then look at him like, man, why is Lucario good? And then you start looking at him more and it's like, okay, this is why Lucario is really good.
It's like, alright, you've got some pretty good stabs. You've got whatever setup move you could ever desire, except for like Calm Mind. And plenty of priority.
It's a super solid mon.
Yeah. Nasty Plot Vacuum Wave. It hurts. I think that's the one it gets.
It does. I think it gets everything. Lucario was really
I think it misses out on one of the fighting priorities. I just don't remember if it's the physical one or the special one.
I think it's Bullet Punch. I think not Bullet Punch, Mach Punch. I think it is Bullet Punch and Vacuum Wave. I think that's what it has.
I think that's right. Well, what do I know?
I don't know. I don't never really used the Lucario.
No, I never even got to use Mega Lucario. It's always banned too fast. But yeah, I'd have to give this one... honestly, this one actually feels like a 50-50 to me. I genuinely couldn't place a victor on this one just by looking at the teams. They're both so unorthodox. I really like them both.
Oh, my
and I think it's just going to be...
Okay, we're back.
Okay. I think it's going to be...
For a half hour.
Oh. think it's gonna be a slug match. I think that's what's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of dead mons in the field this match.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath, but I think the Dragon Dance team is gonna come out.
It definitely has, I think, the stronger hitters. I think Lando T should come. There's a lot of physical attackers.
Yeah, I think Lando T should definitely come.
On Crusader's side. Not to mention, it beats Heatran.
That's a Tales out of time.
Yeah. That's why he went to UU for a little bit. Well, one of the 8 reasons.
One of the 12, you know.
All right. Well, that leaves. I think it leaves just yours left.
Just mine.
Just yours.
All right. Well.
Ready?
That was all. That was all 6. Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Hi, this is not the team that you guys are used to. There will be some transactions happening, probably before this, hopefully.
Be smart.
But we're waiting on a match to finish first. My new team is Manaphy, Corviknight, Cinderace, Taylor Gastrodon, Screamtail, Bramblegast, Sandy Shocks, Taylor Rotom-Frost, and Taylor Gumshoes.
And mention Dragonite.
And Dragonite.
Yay! New team!
Woo!
Wolf also has a new team. With Baxcalibur, Scizor, Doxbund, Umbreon, Pterodonphan, Typhlosion Hisui, Okidogi, Azelf, Serena, Tauros, Raichu-Terra, and Floatzel-Terra.
Well, I need to you take first one. This is my matchup.
Well, I will say I think these are both overall improvements on the previous teams. I think your Sun team was all right, but it lost its identity when it couldn't nab Ogerpon. And this team seems a lot more balanced, a lot more versatile, just in general, easier to build with, and less easy to prep for. And Wolf's team is a lot faster now. It was a little too slow before. Its max speed topped out at 95. And it was really easy to outrun. Now it's not so easy. There's a lot of really fast mons here with the double 115, double 110. These mons, especially if they run a choice item, can get...
Typhlosion loves his choice scarf, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see that a lot.
Eruption, Typhlosion, pretty scary. Even if it's just spamming ghost moves, it's still pretty scary. In terms of matchup, it's looking... It's hard to say, because I haven't seen either of these teams perform. They're both pretty much brand new. I think if you compare 1-to-1, Bax is a scarier Dragon type. Scizor is probably a scarier Steel type. But I would consider Screamtail a much better Wish Passer than Umbreon. Gastrodon a better Ground type than Donphan. The more I look, these teams are actually incredibly similar in their roles.
I do like Wolf's team a lot more than his original team. I like that it's faster. I'm glad that he kept a lot of my favorite parts, like Okidogi, Scizor, and Bax.
Yeah, and Umbreon.
Yeah, Umbreon, why not the monster it used to be, is still very good at what it does.
It's hard to go wrong with a bulky Dark type, you know? There's not really too much out there to hit it.
And it punishes you for status again.
Yeah, Synchronize is always nice. Wish I had Magic Bounce, though.
Yeah,
Guess we can't all be Espeon.
Cannot be its system. I really like Typhlosion Hisui here. I'm glad I don't have Sun for it, because that would have been awkward.
That would have been quite the matchup. You probably shouldn't have brought it, even if you did have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably give the matchup, I think, at the risk of being shot right now, I'd give it to Wolf. I think...
Banned. No, it's whatever.
I think he's a little bit faster, and I think his threats are hard for your team to take care of.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do against Bax, especially if it gets a D-Dance up, because he does have that Ice Shard. Even if my Dragonite does have the D-Dance up in the position, unless I have multi-scale, which multi-scale is multi-scale.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't bring Inner Focus to this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
for all the Intimidate mons, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tricky.
I will say, I'm excited to see Tauros maybe even put in some work. I haven't seen that mon used in a long time. Even its Paldean versions, it's just kind of fell off the face of the earth after Chen Pao got banned from OU.
Yeah, because I mean, I used Blaze. I think Blaze is my favorite of the bunch. It's fun. It's just there's so many other options.
Yeah, but I really like Tauros. I think he's a cool mon, one of the OGs. Been around forever, and it's actually a lot faster than I thought it was. I thought it was like base 100.
I knew it was good because of the whole crit thing in Gen 1. The most exciting thing for me is this is my debut using Manaphy, and I want to see what I can do as a little guy.
Yeah, Manaphy's exciting, and so is Dragonite. I am very surprised that neither of these Pokemon were drafted prior to this. Virizion, what the hell are we doing?
I completely gutted my offensive core for this new team. Like,
yeah, sad to see Walking Wake go. I really like that mon, even outside of Sun, but I think Manaphy is probably just that slightly bit better outside of weather, you know?
It does more than just click a choice band item.
Yeah, it can set up, it can tank, it can rest.
Yeah, especially with Dragonite now, I think the two of them... My problem is with Wake and Hilligant, they were two one-note. I could play around a little bit more with these guys, and that's more that I like, really, than just slapping a choice band in weather.
Yeah. I will say, Corviknight, outside of Raichu and Typhlosion, has an incredible matchup here. It can wall a lot of these Pokemon pretty significantly.
And Raichu and Typhlosion both lose to a Dragonite in a good situation.
They both lose to Sandy Shocks as well.
Oh, just straight up, yeah.
Especially, you know, any sort of booster Sandy Shocks, even like a tanky booster special attack Sandy Shocks, not to overcook a little bit for you.
Hey man, we'll have to see. Yeah, but I'm excited to fight Wolf. My match with Pesky hasn't happened yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get destroyed. So, any chance to not go 0-2 would be nice.
I think this one's pretty close. And I think we'll have to just wait and see, because I think this one could go either way, but I'd have to lean over to Wolf here.
Hey, it is what it is. I can't believe you, my friend. I didn't vote for my team. Oh, you know, it is what it is.
I think that wraps it up.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? But we think that would be the best match?
I think the most interesting match is probably going to be the Chiva Final Crusader game. I'm really excited for that one.
I have to agree with that. It's you want to pull it back up?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, this match is going to be an interesting thing to see.
Art right here. These two teams, art.
I think it's like Faith said in POs that every match that Chiva does is entertaining as all hell. It's just such a fun team to watch, and especially when it works like it did week 1.
These two teams, they're not like they're never going to be the ideal picture of a draft team, but I think they're much better than the ideal picture of a draft team because they're both super fun and can be really like surprisingly good.
I feel like that's Virizion in like a nutshell. We have very stranger teams.
Definitely the funniest teams, I think.
Yeah. I mean, hell, like we even said, I visited a free agent Manaphy. Like, we were cooking when we were drafting. Like,
yeah. And no Darkrai. Down with the Darkrai.
Yeah. We have a Darkrai free
zone
division.
Yeah. I think that's it for thoughts.
Yeah, I think that was good. Hopefully, you enjoyed it, and hopefully, you guys win. Except for you, Wolf. No hard feelings. Alright, guys. That's it. See ya.